Chapter 7. A Visit to the Chocolate Factory. Chocolate is a favorite of all. It does not matter how old or young you are. During World War I, 1914 to 1918, chocolate bars were an important item packed in soldiers' rucksacks. It was a sort of a short snack and energizer. It became popular as a treat only in the 1900s. Do you know that this yummy sweet actually grows on trees? It is made from the fruit of the cacao tree. Let us take a trip round the chocolate factory. 1. The cacao is an evergreen tree that grows in the tropical forest all around the world. When the tree is 5 years old, it begins to flower. 2. The flowers produce a rich football-shaped fruit which grows straight out of the tree trunk or from the branches. The fruit is called pod. A cacao tree can produce close to 2,000 pods every year. From tree to factory. 3. The cacao trees are too fragile to climb. Hence, the ripe cacao pods are cut from the tree using a machete or by knocking them off the tree using a stick. 4. Now the pods are carefully opened by hand. Each pod has 20 to 40 seeds or cacao beans inside. The beans are scooped out along with the pulp. 5. Next comes one of the most important steps, fermentation. The beans, still sticky with pulp, are placed in earthen pots or wooden bins and covered with banana leaves. They are then left to ferment. The fermentation process takes up to 7 days. The pulp around the beans heats up due to fermentation and gives out a rich chocolatey flavor. The color of the beans changes from pale to dark brown and the rest of the pulp melts away. 6. After fermentation, the beans must be quickly dried to prevent the growth of mold. This is done by spreading the beans out in the sun for about a week. The flavor continues to develop during this time. From bean to bar. 7. Once the beans are dry, they are transported to the chocolate factory. 8. At the factory, the cacao beans are first cleaned. Twigs and stones are removed. They are also graded. The actual process of chocolate making begins from here. The cacao beans are put into large rotating ovens at very high temperatures for roasting. Roasting lasts from half an hour to up to 2 hours. The heat brings out more chocolatey flavor. It dries the moisture and turns the beans into a dark brown color. The rotating ovens toss the beans so that they are roasted evenly. 9. Now the cacao beans are sent to a hulling machine. The machine cracks open the beans and blows away the outer shell. What is left are broken pieces of cacao beans called nibs. 10. Finally, the nibs are milled, that is, crushed and ground into pure chocolate in liquid form, called chocolate liquor. This is done with heavy metal rollers. The liquor is made up of half cacao solids and half cacao butter. The cacao butter is actually the vegetable fat contained in the beans. 11. Chocolate liquor is bitter and not very smooth and creamy. To sweeten it up, sugar and milk are added. The mixture is slowly dried into powder called chocolate crumb. 12. The cacao and the sugar powder is still pretty grainy and hence it is run through steel rollers. To make it silkier and smoother, cacao butter is added till the crumb becomes a thick liquid called chocolate paste. 13. To further refine the paste and to really bring out the flavor, the mixture is then conched. That is, it is run through a chocolate making machine that mixes and mashes and swirls and aerates the chocolate. A conch is a machine. It was so named because the first such machine looked like a conch shell. Conching can last a few hours to up to 6 days. 14. The last step is tempering. The chocolate is cooled, then heated back slowly. This process is repeated many times to give the chocolate a nice glossy look. 15. The molding machine pours the liquid chocolate into molds of different shapes and sizes. These machines can fill more than 1,000 molds per minute. The filled molds are run on a conveyor belt to remove air bubbles, to cool down, and to chill into solid bars. Our chocolate bar is finally ready. Yummy!
Please subscribe my YouTube channel.